Hey guys, it's me. It's the Geeky Grandma. Being all geeky and stuff. Am I though? I don't feel very geeky today. I'm gonna go to the vintage bookstore in a few minutes and maybe I will find a geeky outlet there. I mean, I think we can count on that. I just want to say that today's coffee, I don't know who made it here at Wall, but today it's always good. Let me preface the fact that it is always good. But today, whoever made it, it's perfect. Absolutely perfect amount of coconut milk and agave. I don't know. It's just perfection. So, I want to talk to you today about, well, the fact that my face looks like that. See my eyeballs? Today, I want to talk about something deep. Okay, maybe I always do that. Okay, today I want to talk about the topic of PTSD. I want to talk about post-traumatic stress disorder. It is something that I have the condition of. I also have complex PTSD, but you know what? That's another day. I will talk about that on another day. It's got some very definite similarities, but there's also some differences. I have both. I don't know if it's going to be helpful for me to describe how I'm feeling, but I'm going to do it in hopes that in some way it can connect, someone to maybe what they might be experiencing. But I'm going to start out by just telling you some of the symptoms of PTSD. Now, PTSD happens from a major trauma. Everyone's different, but I'm not going to categorize anything for this little talk. I'm just going to say it's a result of trauma. It's how it affects you. It's how a trauma can affect you. So I just want to list out some symptoms. Number 1, you're upset by things that remind you of what happened. That makes sense. That doesn't need an explanation at all. Number 2, nightmares and vivid memories. Yeah, I'll explain it at the end. Number 3, feeling cut off emotionally from others. Number 4, feeling numb and losing interest in things you usually care about. Number 5, actually it's number 5 and number 9 combined. It's hypervigilance, jumpiness, easily startled. Number 6, feeling irritated. Number 7, difficulty sleeping. And number 8, trouble concentrating. Now, number 9 was jumpy and easily startled, but I just shoved that in there with hypervigilance because it's all like, there's a lot of similarities there. So, I had something happen. It happened a few times. About 3 years ago, 2.5, 3 years ago. It traumatized me to my core. It took a year or more to stop having feelings of all these things, flashbacks like constantly. And then within the last year and a half or so, I've gotten to the point where I can compartmentalize, not perfectly, but fairly well. And kind of not I can just sort of move right past anything that reminds me of it, and I can't, whatever. It's not ruling me. But if it is ruling you by any means, seek therapy. And see, do you see how I'm having trouble explaining? That's part of it. That's because I'm having it right now. I'm just going to be real. Okay, I'm in the middle of a couple of straight days of constant PTSD symptoms. Because something that's happening currently in my life is so like what happened 3 years ago or 2.5 years ago or whatnot. And it's just it's in the absolute front of my brain. I haven't been able to compartmentalize it. I'm working on it. I have to check in with my life coach, Linda, and she reminds me of my tools. By the way, and you know what? Listen, I'm always going to be telling you to check out her YouTube channel, check out, you know, even her TikTok. She's got a TikTok, but the YouTube channel has videos. Her Instagram and her Facebook have shorter videos, but the YouTube channel has longer videos. And it gives you, she gives us tools and ways to manage these things. Very helpful. She is my life coach, and she says this stuff to me in session all the time. I still watch the videos a lot of times. And there's one called the Trauma Tool Belt. It's her most watched video, actually. And because she gives you tips and tricks, kind of techniques on managing your symptoms. Number 1, seek help. I mean, that's just for real. That's number 1. You don't have to go through this by yourself. So with that said, I'm just going to be real about it. Okay. I'm going to be real about the way I'm feeling, because this is what I go through. And, the number 3 that says feeling cut off emotionally from others, I definitely do that kind of to myself. I kind of avoid, if I feel like I can't cover the symptoms well, I will pull away. It's too hard to try to manage the symptoms and manage what someone else might be thinking or feeling about what the symptoms are if they're not familiar with PTSD and trauma and such. So my world has become small as I'm in my healing journey, because I can't, it's too difficult a journey to also have negative input. It's just it makes it too hard. Or even just a disinterest. Like, it's all of my energy to push through this, my own healing. It's the most precious thing, you know, that I've gone through. And let me be clear to anybody who needs to maybe share a Bible verse with me right now. Bring it. I would love that. God is the only reason I've made it through. And he has provided me with the most amazing, loving life coach. And he has given me peace where there's no other peace. So with that said, I want to explain how I'm feeling. So I have to deal with something that's very much like what happened a while ago, soonish, and my brain is trying to fixate on it. That's happening. I can't, you know, I'm trying not to think about it, but every single thing is making me think of, like, everywhere I look, like, I'm getting like the vivid memories and the flashbacks of the way I felt and the way it impacted me. And I mean, at the time when it impacted me, I mean, I could have gone to the ER easily with the symptoms I had, and they would have thought I was, I don't know, having a heart attack or I don't know what, but I had so many physical symptoms. But so the way I'm feeling now, difficulty sleeping, can't sleep very well at all. It's a struggle, so I'm extra tired. Hypervigilance and the jumpiness and easily startled. Well, if you know me at all, if you've met me, you know that's a constant problem for me. It's never been, I mean, people joke about it, and, you know, I have a sense of humor, so that's okay. But the truth is, it's a trauma symptom. And I am like, of all the people that are in my life, there's only maybe one other person that jumps as easily as me. And I can't help it. I'm getting better. I am getting better because my life coach is helping to desensitize me. Aversion therapy and all of that. Facing your fears, pushing through them. That's how you grow. That's how you heal. So I don't always love it, but I know she's right. So I'm pretty determined. Feeling numb and disinterested in the things that normally interest me. 100%. I can't read a book right now. I try to watch a show to just be mindless a little bit. Can't do it. Can't follow. Don't know what's happening. Can't concentrate. I have 2 part-time jobs, and I'm trying with all of my might to do them well. And I feel like I'm only half a person with half a brain. my brain feels muddled. It feels like a combination of numb and very confused and chaotic, and I wanted just to like calm down, just calm the heck down. And then the other thing, and this is what I've been doing for days, I find myself, I'm driving, I'm trying to do my errands, I'm gripping the steering wheel, and I'm frozen. Like I'm operating the vehicle safely. It's not that, but I am absolutely, it's like I'm in shock. I feel like there's a part of me that's so shocked because the trauma is flashing, 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 and it makes me feel terror. So I'm like walking around, driving around, doing my thing, and I feel terror. And it's a physical terror. Like it's a mind terror, it's like a body terror, it's like all of those things. Feeling irritated. I mean, I'm super tolerant with people in general. I'm very tolerant. But I find that when I'm super having my symptoms, my cats, whom I love, clearly I talk about them all the time, even them wrestling and even them like bathing, doing their like licking bathing, I'm like, I can't take it. Like, stop it. It's like I don't feel tolerant like normal. Because I'm usually tolerant. I'm trying to think, is that all the things I'm feeling? I mean, the trouble concentrating is really annoying because I feel like I'm failing at what I'm trying to do instead of, what I'm trying to do is just say, you know what? I can't do that very well right now. It will pass because I have experience with this and I know it will pass. And I'm not completely healed of the generalized trauma, so I have a bit of trauma brain on the daily anyway. But when this is going on, whew, ask me my name. I don't know if I'm going to tell you correctly. And I'm not exaggerating. So it makes life very difficult, but it's part of my life and what is me. And it won't always be this intense. It doesn't always stay this intense, but my eyes are swollen from crying. I don't even think sometimes that I blink enough times when this is happening because I'm like I feel like I'm walking around like that. So if you ever see me like that, there might be more to it than just there's no Botox. Clearly, there's none. This is just me. Anyway, I don't know if that helps anybody, but I really hope it does because, I'm trying to pull out of this. It's like you can't put regular type energy into this because you just crumble under the pressure of it. It's almost like you have to go into dealing with it, not being harsh on yourself, but being gentle on yourself. It has to be gentle. And so the self-care, which I've been taught faithfully every week for almost 3 years, I have to apply all of it. I'm going to the vintage bookstore today, not because I'm looking for something. No, it's self-care. If anything, and I'm not even kidding, I'm not kidding, this is geeky, it's aromatherapy. Because I step foot in that door and the old book smell makes me instantly feel better. Instantly. And it's worth a 30-minute drive. So I'm doing it. I'm doing it. But do I feel like doing anything right now? No. Do I feel like sitting on the sofa with a blanket? I mean, kinda, but that's not even helping me. The only thing that really helps me is talk therapy, debriefing about it. It's my number one. Everybody's number one tool is different. But mine is debriefing with my life coach. And I will get to do that tomorrow. And it will help me. It's almost like it takes some of the pressure out. It's almost like it deflates that balloon of terror a little bit. Because it's not normal terror. I'm not like, oh, I'm so afraid. I feel so afraid. No, that's nothing compared to what this is. It's not worry. It's not regular worry because the other part of me is like, let's do this thing. You know, I've got that too. It's an injury. It's a trauma injury. And so this is a very long video, and I didn't mean for it to be so long, but I think it's important because there are people that go through this and they don't know what it is. And, you know, maybe it's a touch of PTSD. Maybe it's a truckload. I don't know. All I know is you should not try to go through it without help. You need help. No matter what. I mean, best case scenario is therapy. Next best thing is do some research. Talk to someone who also sounds like they are experiencing the same thing, and then they will tell you you need to contact a therapist, because that is the number one thing. You need treatment. There is treatment available. There's help available. You just do not have to go through it by yourself. Like, I can truly promise you that you don't have to. There is help. So, with that said, I'm always going to push forward Life Coach Linda. I'm not just selling something. If I'm selling anything, I'm selling hope. There's hope. There's hope for healing. And I happen to know a way you can get that hope. And that's by contacting Life Coach Linda. So, with that said, I'm going to drink my coffee. I'm going to turn on some uplifting music. I'm going to drive to the vintage bookstore, which is about 25 minutes away. And I'm going to open the door and I'm going to sniff. And I may just sit in one of the folding chairs that they have in one of the aisles. I may just sit there and like do a bit of namaste. Sounds like a good plan to me. Anyway, me and my face looking like this, care about you, no matter what your face is looking like. However you're feeling, it does make sense, even though you may not understand it today. So please reach out. Reach out to me. Reach out to Life Coach Linda. Reach out to me to get a hold of Life Coach Linda. Seek some sort of help, because that's the way through. And I'm available if you want to talk about it. Love you guys.